In the New Zealand Veggie Growers group on Facebook, we have a number of beginning gardeners who sometimes don't label their seed or sow seed mixtures and are left trying to identify what they have. So we're going to have a look at a few things that often get confused today. The first is a true spinach. So I'll bring that a little bit closer to the camera. And it has matte sort of leaves. There's not much gloss on them at all. These are just young seedlings at the moment. But if we pull down into the base of the plants, all the leaves come up from ground level. There's no stalk really showing if we look from the side. And they are more or less oval, these leaves, and the stems are green all the way down. And the little seed leaves where they've just germinated, we can see one here, there's two there, are very slender. So that is a true spinach, and it is a short-lived plant. You sow more often or plant more seedlings often because they can go to seed very suddenly just when you were enjoying them. Now this is called perpetual spinach because it's a longer lived plant and it can be used in the same way, but it's actually a beet. Its seed leaves are a little bit broader here. Once again, all the leaves are growing up from the ground level. There's no stalk until it starts to go to seed. The veins on the backs of the leaves are a little bit more prominent. It's actually a silver beet. We'll have a look at one that's being sold as a silver beet now. And here it is. And once again, it's got these slightly glossier leaves than the true spinach has. That's the perpetual spinach there, sometimes called a spinach beet. And this is the silver beet. I'm not sure if we're going to see any of the... Oh yes, here are the slightly broader seed leaves again on this one. It's a bit munched. And leaves often a bit pink at the base, or of course you get your rainbow beets, rainbow chard, where they can be yellow or red. And closely related to beetroot. They're all Beta vulgaris, very closely related plants. So your silver beet and your perpetual spinach will behave very much the same way. When you plant them, these rather corky things are their seeds, and they're actually technically a berry apparently, although they never look quite like berries on the plants, and there can be in one of these clusters several little seeds, so you sometimes plant 6 seeds and end up with 12 plants, which is quite cool. New Zealand spinach is another thing that is often spoken about as being a spinach. It's quite different again. It's got visible stalks between the leaves. They don't all come from the base of the plant. Its seeds are very different. These are them here. They often don't germinate very well, but I don't know why it's called New Zealand spinach, because it's a coastal plant all around a number of different countries. And I think these things probably float quite well. They're very light, and it's probably floated from one country to another. Just for contrast, here are the seeds of the true spinach, smooth and round and quite different from the other two varieties. In a recent discussion in the group, there was also a photo that people got confused about of basil. Now, in real life, if you're lucky enough to have a sense of smell, and not everyone does, you wouldn't get basil mixed up with spinach, because as soon as you brush the leaves, you can smell that lovely basil smell. But it always has visible stalks. So there are the seed leaves, typical of the mint family, the shape of them, and then there is a stalk before the next 2 leaves and a stalk before the next 2. I've got a bigger plant here to show you. So very visible stalks between the pairs of opposite leaves. A little bit glossy, but not as glossy as the silver beet usually. I hope that helps.